Dr. Fauci, as you know, there are still questions that remain as to the origin of COVID. The U.S. Department of Energy, about 2 weeks ago, put out an assessment saying that they have, with low confidence, that there's a possibility that this emerged from a lab. Right now, where do you think COVID came from?
Yeah. Well, first of all, we don't know. And I think that's where a lot of the accusations and confusion about who says what. We don't know the definitive answer to that. Obviously, there are two possibilities that are being entertained, and I think we need to keep a completely open mind until we have definitive proof. However, having said that, if you look at the information, because something might be possible one or the other, that doesn't mean one is more probable than the other. And if you look historically, as well as information that has recently been published by a considerably large group of highly respected international evolutionary virologists, although it isn't definitive, they published in the peer-reviewed literature, when you look at epidemiological, virological, and geospatial information from Wuhan, they feel, and have published this, that it is more likely, not definitive, but more likely that it's a natural occurrence from an animal reservoir to a human. Having said that, since it isn't definitive, all of us must keep a completely open mind that it could be one or the other. So rather than fighting about it, we should try and absolutely find out which it is. But in the meantime, do whatever you can to prevent either option from happening again. If it's a lab leak, make the labs much more safe, get good regulations about what you can do so that in the future, the possibility of this is diminished. If it is a natural evolution from an animal reservoir, take a really good look at the animal-human interface and the fact that animals from the wild are being brought into wet markets, which exposes them to the human population. We can right now, even without knowing definitively what the origin is, we can work on both of those possibilities.
Dr. Fauci, of course, in the past you had said you believed that it was from a transmission from an animal, a natural origin. It sounds like you're still leaning that way, but caveating that we can't say for certain. So please characterize that for me.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, and then lastly, though, on that point, how difficult is it to determine its origin with such lack of cooperation from your colleagues in China?
It's going to be very difficult to do that. We've got to be able to do it surveillance in China. We've got to look at the animals there. We've got to get serial surveillance, and we've got to take a look at what's going on in the laboratory there. If we don't have cooperation, we're not going to get the answer.
Okay. Can I ask you just really quickly on that point on China cooperation? Donald Trump, as this crisis was exploding, said on January the 24th, he said China has been working very hard to contain the coronavirus. The United States greatly appreciates their efforts and transparency. Trump went on to say, it'll all work out well. In particular, on behalf of the American people, I want to thank President Xi. Looking back at that time, is there any, did you have ever had any evidence that what Donald Trump said, China has been working very hard to contain the coronavirus, and the United States greatly appreciates China's efforts and transparency? Would you characterize their efforts as being transparent in any way whatsoever?
Joe, there were two things that you just said, and I think you need to separate them. One is trying hard to contain it, and the other one is transparent. They shut down their country, so they did a draconian move to contain it. Transparency is a different problem. Right from the get-go, there was a lack of transparency about just what the nature of this virus was and its capability of spreading. And even to this day, for reasons that are very complicated, we don't have the information that we need, unfortunately.
All right, Dr. Anthony Fauci, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you for being on today.
What's so interesting, Mika, is Donald Trump said on January 24th, he said, China's been working very hard, and the United States greatly appreciates their efforts and transparency. on behalf of the American people, I want to thank President Xi. He wrote this at a time when even his own people were going to him saying the Chinese aren't cooperating with us.
Yeah. And
they aren't dealing with us. And this was the most critical time. This was after the start of the virus when we still had evidence that we could have gotten from China, but they were stonewalling us. Matthew Pottinger, who knows China so well, kept warning the president of that. But Donald Trump still said the United States greatly appreciates their efforts and transparency. It will work out well. I want to thank President Xi.
Think about
it doesn't
that.
make sense.
Just put a frame around that,
Right.
because this is not the only foreign leader that he has cozied up to who is definitely a little bit less than honest.
Right.
And as Tom Nichols says, we get desensitized.
Well,
This is the same guy
Yeah.
who wanted to shake down Ukraine's leader
Right.
for dirt on a political rival.
But
this is
again,
the Helsinki guy.
This I get the
And yet we move
this I get
forward
the
as
scene of the crime.
I know.
This was at the scene of the crime
So
right
many
as
scenes.
COVID was breaking out, when he had a chance to put pressure on China and actually get
He
information
failed the
about
American people.
how this started, the nature of the disease, and instead he just thanks President Xi for his, quote, transparency. On behalf of the American people, I want to thank President Xi. It still doesn't make sense all these years later.
No.